Please join me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to consider approval of the minutes, but we'll do it in a batch because hopefully you've all read them. And if there's any amendments to be made, we'll just say which one and Deanna will take care of it. So I'm going to make a motion to consider approval of the minutes. Special meeting February 1st, 2022. Special joint meeting February 1st, 2022. Special joint meeting February 3rd, 2022. Special joint meeting February 8th, 2022. Special joint meeting February 10th, 2022.
I was at all those meetings. I'll
Second.
second it.
Okay. Any discussion on these minutes? Okay, all in favor to approve the minutes as they are now, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
I have to abstain
you can abstain.
from the February 3rd meeting.
Okay, so Bob Manfred is abstaining from the.
But your motion was all the meetings,
It
so
was.
he's all in or he's all out.
That's true.
So many.
Oh, well. Okay, you're gonna second the motions, it's just easier for you. I'm gonna make a motion to consider a police vehicle purchase from the current year capital non-recurring. I believe that the selectmen just approved a figure not to exceed $45,000, which includes, I guess it's 32 for the main, I think it is 32, and then the rest for the fittings and the computer.
It's a car and equip the car.
Would you like to second that?
I would
one?
second that motion.
Okay, shall we discuss?
So I'm sorry, this is, you made the motion to take it out of the non-recurring, is this?
Yes,
what
this is,
Right.
this is the current year. Again.
So we have a
Captain
first and a second,
And Matt,
yeah,
we talked, we have a first and a second, but this is coming out of this year's budget and they're gonna order the car.
Yeah.
Today.
So it's money that's already in the capital non-recurring, that's in the budget, I mean, in the bank.
Bobby, that was the car that we talked about last year. Remember we cut them in three?
so in a perfect, so is, are we open for discussion, sorry?
Sure.
Yeah.
that's
So
what it's
in
for.
the perfect world, we know that the police department needs 3 cars, and there'll be some off years where the 4th car will come into play, and that's where you come with the compromise or the thought that it could be a non-recurring, because it's not always 4, 4, 4, 4.
They're never not gonna need less than three.
Three.
So that's where we.
So we
talked
hope
about
it's 3, and then the non-recurring would pay for the
It
4th
makes
one out of
sense
that.
to take at least one out of that account.
May I add something or not? Or-
No, you really can't.
Unless you have.
Unless it's something, if anyone has a question for Chief Bugger,
Yeah,
that's fine.
I thought I heard at the presentation that you're saying you need 40.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's more than likely more that I'm gonna need 4 per year, John. Sometimes when things are tight, we might be able to knock it down to 3, but it's gonna average more towards 4 needing every year. So, you know.
What we did is we talked about the non-recurring and to lower this budget, we just moved money out of there. We had that discussion last.
Yeah, no, I hear you, Nick, and to your point, we've discussed it the last few years. My preference, my thoughts on it is because it's recurring every year, not non-recurring, right? We would put it in the operating budget. For 1 car this year, okay, but I think it's just better matching if we were to have it in the budget each year.
And I was trying to be creative like we did with the park and rec and stuff. It's just, there's so much pull from every part of this town. We're just trying to take a little sting off. That's all we were trying to get done. And the department's getting 4 cars. I think that's kind of what we're trying to do.
I mean, even if it happened every year, it's not necessarily recurring in this, I mean, it's a vehicle, so it's not like a capital investment in a building or something, so.
Right, though the capital not recurring account is meant to cover items like a car,
I
once in a
understand what you're
decade.
saying.
a snowplow.
Madam Chair, I
Yes.
just wanted to point out, Bobby Joe has her hand raised. So
Oh, okay, then she should just shout out, because I can't see her, I could see her name. Okay,
Oh,
you have to unmute yourself, Bobby Joe.
Bobby Joe, you have to unmute yourself?
Actually, I don't think that she ever put her hand down from when she voted. I think that was
So,
Okay.
in here. I'm gonna lower, there we go.
okay,
Though, to be clear, just to make sure I'm following, this is fiscal year 22. We're not talking about fiscal year 23. This
Matt
is,
took the fourth car out of this this new budget that we're working on. And we're buying one out of this year's, but out of the money we're working on today.
I thought this was the car that Chief said he needed in fiscal year 22. So the year that ends June 30th, that we said we'd fund out of capital non-recurring. So this is not fiscal year 23.
This is, the conversation is that he needs to have 4 cars. So 3 in this new budget. So July 1, he's gonna have 3. And this one, he's gonna order, which is gonna take a month or 2 to get. Technically, he's got 4 in a 12-month period.
Right, Brad, have we bought a car?
The last police vehicle we bought was approved on 12/8/20.
So how many cars for 2022 did he get?
2022.
Is he- which is
There's
the year-
3 in the budget, and then this would be the 4th in fiscal year 22.
We still have to add one for this year.
Yeah,
let's see.
if I'm following the numbers, and look, I may not, be. To me, this seems like a fiscal year 22 purchase. So this is part of the order that was placed for fiscal year 22. Doesn't necessarily impact fiscal year 23, which is what we're going to chat about at 7 o'clock.
Not at all.
No, you're exactly right.
Just coming out of
This is coming out of
right
the
now.
existing capital
Consider
recurring.
it kind of like a special meeting.
Like if time stopped today, it would be in that account right now.
So this is fiscal year 22.
That's correct.
So let's amend the motion. Is there any more discussion? Because we can add that to the motion, fiscal year 22.
It is, it's coming,
You already
the
did that.
motion was, it's coming out of
Current
non-recurring.
22 now.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with this year's budget, I'm sorry, this deliberation stuff we're talking about now.
No, well, no, we have to vote on this first.
Yes.
Okay, and then you're going to the control. If there's no more discussion, this is consideration police vehicle purchase from current year capital non-recurring. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Oh. I'm delay. Okay, so that's it. Okay, now, the controller's report, please.
I sent out the comptroller's report. Everything looks like it's on track. There's nothing that really popped out of there. And yes, I'm going through it quickly because we have the next meeting at 7. But if anybody has any questions on it, obviously we'll go into more detail when we have more time in March. But there's nothing that's out of line right now. Collection rate's good. Everything's looking good.
Okay. that
I would
was-
make a motion to accept Brad's very small report.
It's solemn vow. that
And I'm not sure if it's
everything-
worth a second, but I'll second it.
Okay,
Vote?
controller's
We're
report.
gonna vote on that?
Yeah, we're gonna vote right now, if there's no discussion. All in favor of approving the controller's report, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Thanks, Brad.
Okay.
So-
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I would second that motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, 3 minutes until.
We sent them the-